Oh, see if anyone comes in. I'm just being nosy because we've got new neighbours across the road at number 7. But I'll give it a few minutes. I'll see if anyone comes in. If not, I'll just carry on as normal. Ooh. Don't know who that is up there. It could be Amanda if it is. Hi. Just checking something to say hi if you're there. Just checking. Hi, Carol. Hang on 1 minute. Right, that's done. So, hi Andy. Oh, don't worry about it. I've just come to show, just go over to it, the bit of the video that I did put up last night but didn't finish. I didn't finish it off myself till I think it was this morning. And I was just like, God, yeah, so resonate anyway. Well, I resonate with these people because I shout these people out a lot. And I'll be shouting them out again. And the person that I will be shouting out, I think it was halfway in the video, I'll be shouting out as well. But just to say, I'm on the, what is it? The Witch's Brew. The, what am I on today? Chamomile and honey. Because I need to go food shopping. But I had one of these the other night. Because we have loads of fruit teas in my kitchen, but we don't always have all of them. But I thought, yes, I need to start having them in the morning. I've had this morning, hi Angela, this morning I've had peppermint tea. Quite like that now because it's like quite like minty, so it wakes you up. And then this one is chamomile, which I had the other night with a bit of honey in after a hot bath and all that, and didn't go on any of my, social media or anything. And I had a really good night's sleep because I see chamomile is calming and it's good for nighttime really, but I'm having one now. Also, because I'm on my sort of dinner break, not that I'm having a dinner, but on a break, a brew break, I thought I'd just come and show you this video. Because like I said, it's where we're going after all the awakening and pain. I'm just going to light my incense. And this yet again will be repeated because this is why I'm showing this video, because people will understand it more of what we've been saying. It's not about, as I said before, when you wake up, what you woke up with, how long you've been awake. It's about how we got through that rude awakening when you first go into anger of pain, of realising what we've all been told is a lie. So it's not about what we know and who's waking up with parts of the government, which we know is way beyond that. We a lot of us know that around the world. It's not about that. That's what people keep arguing about in, different areas everywhere. It's nothing to do with that. It's to do with people who are going to go through this massive, en masse world awakening, not us, even though we still have to do the work, because you're going to get triggered when they wake up. When these deep sleepers wake up, this is what I've kept saying, they'll be looking at you like, how did you get through that? I've just lost my shit. I've just got angry. I've just like, whoop. So this is what I've said and said and said and said. Some people are getting so mixed up with what they think it is. They all think it's a race with who woke up first, who did what and what. No, it's not about that. It's about let's bring solutions of how we're going to, heal ourselves and help other people. So yet again, I will repeat that again, and I am going to show you the video. Good morning from Michigan, Aquarian here. Whoop, whoop. I'm like Aquarian, well, I'm Pisces, but on the cusp because I just turned over to Pisces 20th of February. So, again, if anyone's noticed, I haven't got my nose ring in because it came out and I lost it down the toilet. And I did order another one, but I haven't got it back in yet. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it back in. It's so tiny, but it's a little moon. Don't even know if you can see it. It's a little moon with a diamante in it. Don't do it at home, kids, because I did it myself. But you see it? It's a little moon. I will get it back in. I will get it back in. If just in case anyone's wondering, because Sue keeps saying, "Where's your nose ring?" I'm like, I've got beautiful cards to read just in this dinner break. I've got. It's going to be a bit mixy muddly, and then I'm going to show you the video because it just makes total sense with the people I've been, resonating with. Last night, this morning, when I woke up, what are you doing with the nose in the top? Well, I just had my nose. Well, I was washing my face and it came out. I pulled it out by accident, and then I tried to put it back in again. And my mirror's sort of near the toilet, and it fell down the toilet, and I was like, it's gone down the toilet now. So wherever that's gone, it's gone. So I had two, so I've got to try and get this one in. What I've been doing is, yes, we'll all be able to see the others going through. Yeah, and they'll want to know how you got through it because it all says it in this video. It was a really good video from last night that just says it all that we've all been trying to say, and we all know that we've got to move on from all the labelling and all the fighting and all the stuff that people want to go into, which is all dividing anyway. Now. The other day, I don't say I do this every day, I'm trying to get it into practice. The other day, what day are we on? We're on Tuesday. Last week, I got up at, I think it was 6 o'clock, 6:30, and I got up earlier, got a few things done, did my cards, did the things that I like to do, that sacred place like I was talking about, your books. And I will be making some journals, ladies, some journals, probably for the new year, magical sacred place books. That's another chat. And I did all that, and it was just lovely because it was my sacred place, my sacred time, because that's what rituals are sometimes if you think of the, a bit witchy. I will be talking about witchy things again. I've done it in the past because I used to do witchy Wednesdays, I think I used to call it, and Sue, who comes in chat, who's been with me from the beginning, used to come in. We are souls. Higher we are souls. So just to explain, it's nothing to fear. I'm just going to chuck this out there now. Your ritual can be, people will only think of ritual when they first wake up and they hear the word, the occult and rituals. They go all in fear mode because yes, there is an occult that's not good. And they do have symbols that are not good. But most of the symbols are ours that they've reverted a bit like this one. Or everyone has a freak out, especially if you're highly religious, because they've told you it's something evil when it's not. If it's that way round, yeah, what the goats had is like, they revert everything. They twist everything. The correct way up is, this is a sign in the heavens, actually, that makes a pentagram, which is, I can't remember if it's Venus that travels around, so that makes a star shape pattern in the sky anyway. Hi Lois. And it also stands for, if you didn't know, most people do, this is a goddess symbol, but this is, we are made up of elements, so you can say we're elementals as well, but we are of the stars. So the star, I've said this before and I've drawn it out, represents the head, the arms and the legs. It's a bit like what's the guy in the circle? It's the same thing because humans, humanoid, one head, 2 arms and 2 legs. We are of the stars, and we hold all the elements, and we're connected to all the elementals. So it's earth, air, 5-pointed star, earth, air, fire and ether. Well, you could say, sorry, earth, air, fire and spirit. And you could say the circle is the ether. We're all connected to it. So I'd say we're of earth, but we are of the stars as well. It's all connected. We are of the cosmos as well. It's just everything has to be in balance. It's nothing, when you actually look into it, yeah, the Da Vinci painting, I couldn't think what it was called, yeah. It's not evil, it's classed as evil, but a lot of those people on the dark side would wear it that way. And even people who, oh, mine's got a moonstone in the middle as well, I like my moonstone. Wear a lot of these symbols upside down and don't even realise what it is, but I'm just saying, it's not scary. In a ritual, you'll come across rituals where you'll hear about certain satanic ritual. Yes, there is that side of it, but a ritual is as easy as a woman putting her makeup on every day or brushing your teeth. That's a ritual because it's something you do, you know, it's something you repeat. So that's why people have to be careful with words and stuff, because it freaks people out sometimes when it's not actually what it's meant to be. Yeah, reverse. So hi, cute Susie Q. So just wanted to put that out there, because just in case you do see this now and again, because I change my jewellery up now and again. Sometimes I have this on, sometimes I have my gems on, sometimes I'll wear some for ages and then change it. Sometimes I'll have my fairy one on, my silver fairy pendant, which a lot of people like. Did you see the video I tagged you in Facebook yesterday? It's about energy figure. And just sprinkle salt on table and use frequency to move it. I don't think I did, but I'll check it. Yeah, because sound is a frequency and it will move. You know, they do that on was it sand? And it makes all the patterns. You know, different frequencies make the patterns, different patterns. I always get this wrong. Sacred geometry. I can never say this word. Sacred geometry. I can never say that word. Never say that word. So we'll check it out. But yes, I do know about that. So I just wanted to say, so I got up early, did all that. That's why it's nice for women and men. But when I say women, I mean men as well. It's just because I'm a woman and like I know womanly things. Is to set some sacred time for yourself to write in a journal or whatever, or put some incense on, which I've just done now. If you've got your crystals, you know, tune into your higher self. If you've got cards, do your cards, draw, whatever. So I did that the other week when my little one wasn't up, because now it's a little bit dark. He stays in bed a little bit later than he normally would. He'd normally be up at 6, but luckily he's getting up about 7:30, which is good. So I got that sacred time for myself, and it was ace. Doesn't mean you have to do it all the time. Today, I got up a bit earlier before he came in, and I decided, ladies, you need to get this book. This is a ladies' book. I've shouted this book out before, and started reading a few pages of this. And I thought, how do I need to get through a lot of my reading with everything else that I do? A few pages in the morning, a few pages here, and a few pages there. So I did a couple of pages before I had to get dressed. This is a fantastic book. A lot of people do reviews on this. The Women Who Run with Wolves. Ladies, if you've read it, read it again. If it's new to you and you want something good over the winter months and to keep your mind off of the stuff that's going on, as in, you know, this is a brilliant book. To me, it is a bit witchy. It's the wild women. Wild women are the witches. The wise ones, the ones that knew. It's just a deeply spiritual book. She honours what is tough, smart, and untamed in women. I think it says venerates the feminine soul. I've always known this with the sages, the witches, because that's the thing that I've innately been into for many, many years, even before I came on YouTube. So obviously maybe it's a thing that I need to start chatting about. You know, I move along and do different things. That thing's always stayed with me because it was always there. It's not something I have to label myself as. Oh, what do you mean you're a witch or witch? You don't have to label yourself anything. All witch means is spiritual. And spiritual to me, and witchcraft, if you want to say that, or witch, or alchemy, because that's what it is. It's all to do with nature and the elements and so on and so forth. Not going into it deep now. That's why I've always had my alchemy books and my big book of Solitary Witch. This big one that I've had for years. You can tell it's a bit, you know, it's got stains on it, and it's a bit, you know, it's a bit knackered. It's even got holes in the side where I've punched it making books and stuff, but it is a really good book. You know, it tells you about all different, you know, holidays and different things in the sort of, you could call it pagan holidays. So I just wanted to put that out there for the people that didn't know, and it's not a scary thing. It's of nature. It's nature based. It's just using magic, which is energy, which I said is neutral really, unless you put your intent on it. Everything is about your intent. There are negative and positive. Yeah, there are negative, positive, everything. So when people say, oh, Hillary Killer is a, you know, I call her the Wicked Witch of the West. Well, she is. If you actually look into where she and Bill went when they got married, or they had their after you get married, they went to see a witch doctor in Haiti, I think it was, of all places, if you get what I'm saying. Now, they do have them people over there who do sacrifice, you know, and all that stuff, not going into it, but they do. And they do have dark occult magic. But we also have white. That's why I say Q, white hats, dark hats. They're known as the Alliance of the White Hats. Anyway, not going into that, but let's get into it. So just thought I'd throw that in there, that with these chats I'm going to be doing, to that of how I interpret things and how I've always been into that for a very, very, very long time. And I used to laugh when people used to say, if I used to say something and they go, how did you know that? You're such a witch, like joking. And I'd be like, and even my fella bought me, not long after we got together, I'm trying to look for it now, where is it? Hi, it is. He got me this not long after we got together because he knew the sort of things I was into. Not saying he, whatever, was this book, and it was the Wicca Book of Spells. Wicca's more like a religion, but I've never looked in it properly because spells are, you can make your own, you don't have to, do it. But people who are new to it will do. It's your own words and your own intent. That's basically what it is. It's putting your intent out to the universe, basically. It's the same as a prayer to me. So just shuffling my crystal vision. Oh yeah, I think I've got mine here. Oh, the crystal visions, can't remember what they were. I might look at, I don't know. Which one is that one over there? No, but you just reminded me I've not done Work Your Light for ages, so I might do that today. So just going to put that out there. That's what some things I will be talking about again, because I've done chats on it before, but it is nature-based and it's nothing scary. If it's not coming from that, then I don't know what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? People can go on about, magic with a K, by the way, Aleister Crowley. Well, look into Aleister Crowley, really. It doesn't mean, those who are enlightened, know the stuff too. So, just saying. Anyway, enough said. I'm really excited. Before I get into this video, I am so excited. Like, for next year, even through the awakening and everything, me, myself and my higher self are so excited because I cannot wait. Because obviously, my awakening and everything I'm going through is recorded on YouTube, obviously, because I come and tell you about stuff. I'm so excited about my next venture with me, myself and I mean my higher self. Thanks, Paradise. I've just, the new things that are going to come in, things I may re-talk about, all the energies that are coming in now. I filmed last night, but I didn't put it up because it's not always to share, sometimes it's just for me. Where my channel can go. I'm just so excited. I'm so excited for this new change because we all know there's change coming. Because I've just spoke to someone who said something about the work and change coming. I went, change is coming everywhere. And I can't wait to see me grow again and evolve because it is about your evolution. You evolving. If you're not moving and going into new things, and like I said, I still hold strong with a lot of stuff I believe in. A lot of stuff I'm letting go of, but that I've just told you about is nature-based and that will always be there. But I can still talk about other things and I can still choose to dip in here and dip out there. So I'm just so excited to see myself grow more, see more of a difference in, not in myself, because it's funny, I was talking to a friend yesterday and she said, these people who go on about, you're a fake person, that she went, since I've known you and I've not seen her for a few years, and she just come back into my life on a spiritual journey asking me questions and she's seen it. She said, when I first met this girl, she might be watching, I don't know, hi if you are, I met her through when I was with my ex and she just had a baby, didn't know her, went and sat with her, got left on my own with her, didn't know her from Adam, because he was with at the time, went to the shop with his friend, and I was like, oh, and I was holding a baby and we're just chatting. She went, and since I've known you, you've never changed with, how you come with things, like being positive. I can change my outlook anytime I want to, my hair, my makeup, my jewellery, whatever, the clothes I want to wear. I could be coming next year in metallic clothing, who knows? It's an expression at the end of the day, but I'm still the same person with him. So it's just that some of the stuff we are letting go of, baggage and old things, I keep saying, that don't align with us, because that helps us heal. The only thing it's going to change is it's just going to take you to a more loving person. That's all. It's not changing what you've always thought of true intents you want to put out there and the love that you want to put out, because you don't want the world to go into this, you know, whole 1984 thing or whatever it is. Is it 1984? Which we're partly in, but we're not going on that timeline. So I'm so excited to not to just see the change, you know, that of the path that I'm taking, where it's taken me in others as well, because it's a beautiful thing to watch. And that's why I say the greatest time to be alive is now, and the Great Awakening is just amazing to watch. We all know, most of us know, we're watching a movie being played out, and it's brilliant. We actually get to see it happening. The people who are asleep don't get to see this happening. They're going to wake up, but they didn't see what we all saw. Not just me, people in the past, of people waking up to the pinnacle now of, oh my God, you know, like, it was amazing to watch how everyone was freaking out. Some people were really joyous on this side, some people weren't, some people were gunning for other people, they were dividing, all this madness that went on. It's still a beautiful plan. Oh, thank you, Paradise. Well, I'm just in my, what did I put for my title? Anchor the light, but anchor your light as well. Know who you are. So, I'm going to show this video in a minute. I'm just going to show you the cards that I pulled this morning. I always say pulled, they jumped out. And then I'm going to go into the video, and then I'm going to do second set of cards, and then I'm going to go. So like I said, I've done quite a few bits this morning, so I'm free to do what I want at the minute. So let me get this in order. Right, in order, we've got 9 cards, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we've got 9. Everything through the heart, and through the heart become one. Yeah. Hi, Dolly. Hi, everyone. Hope, yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Yeah, I think everyone's glowing, aren't they? So, we got, and it's funny because I pulled this one out again, and it's the star. You know, in the apple you get the star, so apples are quite magical. And this woman looks like she's got dreads in, that's what it reminds me of. And also, it says, lady, enjoy growth and reap rewards. What I was just saying then, I can't wait to see my own growth, and I will reap I will reap my rewards of what I've been doing now for the future, and so will you. And that means everything you do now, speak and everything, what you're doing to help others or whatever it is, wherever you're doing with a good intent, you will reap those rewards in the future, because that's how it manifests. This is why I say to people, you've got to be very careful what you're putting out. If you just going around hating on people and being inferior and so on and so forth, and this isn't aimed at anybody, this is just aimed at the overall energy that's going on at the minute. Don't be upset if you think you're not reaping anything, because, well, you've got to do the work. So, you know, and enjoy the growth and reap the rewards. As she stood with the tree, and the apples are growing on the tree. What did you know who eat from the tree of knowledge? And then we got the heart guardian. Love and let yourself be loved. This is what I said the other day. This is also about, it's not just about loving others. You've got to love yourself first to be able to love others. Like we said in the plane crash thing, if you were going down, you'd have to put that mask on. You have to look after yourself first, because you can't look after anybody else. If you're not looking after yourself, you can't do it. How can you put out advice and stuff if you're not doing it yourself? It's not going to work. So, heart guardian, guard your heart. Yeah, karma does come back to you. And karma comes back to you because of, it's not what someone else is doing to you. It's you doing it. If you're putting crap out about people, you know, your actions are crap, you speak blah, 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 or you're watching crap, whatever it is, crap will come back because you're filling your vessel with crap. Manifesting, as you know, you reap what you are. Love and light. Love and let yourself be loved. It's very important to be loving yourself right now. That isn't, oh, I love myself, that, because that's what people will say out there when they don't understand. Loving yourself is you looking after yourself, giving yourself that time, the patience, the care, the things you need to do that are going to help you heal within yourself. Then we go, this made me laugh because of what came out after it. So we've got the High Priestess, intend and create, because with your intent, and I'd say intent, you create. And then straight after that, oh no, it wasn't straight after that, it was 2 after, we got the High Priestess as well, so that was good. It was in alignment as I spread them out in a reading of 9. I don't know if I can explain this properly. That was underneath it, the divine and the masculine, so let me just put them 2 back. So, you know, and then we had the she-wolf, Unleash the Wild Within. Well, that made me laugh because it made me think of my book I was reading this morning, Women, You Really Need to Get This Book. Women Who Run With Wolves. I'm going to read a little bit out of that in a minute, just a little paragraph. You know, women are very strong at the minute with the divine feminine, you know, rising. We know we're coming into alignment with the man. It's not because they're under, but I'm saying women are very powerful at the minute. It's like they're switching on the witchy woo-ness. And then we've had this before, we've been told this before, the warrior, be fearless and stand strong. Well, we are doing right now. Divided we fall, united we stand. So, you know, this is what we're doing. We're not letting anyone tell us who we are, giving us crap, whatever. We're standing strong, you know, in our knowing and our being. I think this is Maori, as Effie was saying, because Effie is from New Zealand, and I think, if I'm not wrong, he's Maori as well, and I think he spoke about this. You know, native again, so it's that sort of native message. You know, a lot of natives all over the world, very connected to, you know, Gaia and the stars, but they'd stand strong if someone came, you know. And then we had the high priestess, harness mystic power. Well, women, we are harnessing the mystic power, your magic within, and it's coming online yet again, or even for people for the first time, because women, you are very powerful. They've suppressed women because they had the knowing, the cunning, the magic of earthly and other realms, if you get what I'm saying. So, yeah, she's got a little frequency device in her hand there. So, yeah. And then you've got, straight after that came enjoy, success and happiness, the sun, because we're going into the golden age, and there can only be success and happiness in the golden age, because this is what it's all about. Success and happiness for all, abundance for all. When we get past all the stuff and the solutions. And then next after that was the drum, dream and journey. Well, dream your life, journey within that dream. It's a beautiful place to be in. And then at the end, the last one was winter. Well, we're going into winter, and this is what I keep saying, up to Christmas, into winter, you know, January, February, because when we really go into the change next spring, the real reset. We're not talking about the big reset, the ones that they're putting out. We're talking about ours, the change, you know, before the spring solstice and all that is the winter. Take care of your needs. This is what I keep telling people. Take care of your needs, not everybody else. It's why I say it's not really time to wake people up now, because it's done. That the people who are coming along, and they'll wake the other people up, and so on and so forth. Domino effect. We're on the healing route. Snowflakes make me think of Dr. Emoto, you know, the water. I've shouted that out a million times, because you can put your intent on water and you can help heal yourself. But that healing energy, again, take care of your needs. It's very, very, very important. And that is what autumn and winter are for, when you're retreating in your house anyway, and you're more within, so you can go within. You know, you're in your home, you can go within, and it's wind down time and relax. And you need to relax with what's going on at the minute. So my mother-in-law, she's a spiritual mess. She's wrapped up in the Luciferian Kabbalah agenda. By the programming elite have warped her. I feel so bad. She'll get through it, but that's the thing. A lot of people are getting wrapped up in the Luciferian Kabbalah agenda. I see that all the time. Even some people who wake up, they go through that and they stay in there. That's why I said Q isn't a psyop. Q's a tool to wake up. But if you stay in those rabbit holes, it's not very good. It's not very good. Yeah, God is good. Yeah, it's only got a missing out God, isn't it? And then it's good. She'll come through it, because that's what's going to happen. People are going to heal, and she will come out of it. Have faith, she will. Right, so I'm going to show you this video because I can't stay on too long. I've got some jewellery to fix up. I've just been, you know, I've got these lovely little, I've got a jade one on today. These lovely little angel, gemstone jade angels. Don't know if you can see the little wings with the feathers, little stars. These are up on my Instagram shop, Dolly Lama Designs, and you can also find me on Dolly Daydream. Silver tone, beautiful handmade little, you know, if anyone's going through a hard time, ladies, beautiful gifts for Christmas or yourself. They've got different gemstones, and I've got a couple of different gemstones, but they're very pretty. Dangles, healing jewellery. See, I try and bring the healing in everywhere. So, yes. Yeah, gonna get my craft done. Q is military intel. Yes, it is. Yeah, if you're new to my channel, we know what Q is. We've been there. I don't talk too much on it because I'm just watching it all roll out, basically, unfold. It's more about the healing now. So, let's go to the video, and then I can not be on too long. So, yeah, the elements and our energy collectively will heal all. Yeah, all working together, all merging. As above, so below, as within, so without. As the universe, so the soul. Just let me get rid of this bloody... Right. Also, oh no, show me artwork after. Remind me my artwork's there. Right, so I've shouted out quite a few times above duality and the people that go on his round table, and he's got magenta picture on the Spanish lady, I think it was, Laura Eisenhower, who I always give a shout out because doesn't matter what you think about her great-grandfather, he knew about the White Hat Alliance, and she knows about Q as well. So there's a lot of people who go against hers because certain things she believes in. I've always shouted out Laura Eisenhower because she's very good. She knows about all sorts, you know, that most of us know about. She'll say Galactus, she'll always say earthly elementals as well, because it's all connected. You know, it's not one or the other, it's all connected. And I've always, she does chats with Magenta Pixie. There's a lot of haters out there for these sort of people. And I'm just like, it's because the word galactic's used sometimes. Well, galactic to me is a higher state of consciousness above, you know, it's just a higher state of consciousness. People use different words and different metaphors, and that's why people get so lost in the words, labels, and everything. But what she says now is, I showed a bit of this yesterday, which was brilliant. But I didn't see the Laura Eisenhower bit. And then when she got on it, and then I think it was, who's the guy who does the meditations after? Kira, I think. He has a bit of a chat after, so I'm going to play both of those. But Laura, I love Laura. She's high vibing light warrior. She's just so good at what she does. But listen to this, and this is what I've always said. All these people on this round table know what Q is. They know what Trump's doing. People do not get it. So let's play this. These people get it, and that's no wonder why I'm connected to their channels and the people that I like to watch.
Oh, my dear, I'd love to
right.
get your thoughts further on what we're talking about here.
Well, I probably won't share for as long as everybody else. Everybody covered such a huge range. Yeah, I mean, it's all.
And she talks about alchemy, you know, which you could say is witch. She talks about alchemy because she's into astrology and all that, and alchemy is part of, you know, all that as well. So, you know, love the Laura.
The planetary consciousness, as far as I'm concerned, everything, you know, has changed a lot since 2010 because the timelines shifted. The mother energy really got anchored back into the planet.
So the timelines have shifted. That's why I'm not interested in other people that go on about stuff that they knew before, when some people don't even realise that timelines have actually changed. So we're not going in a certain New World Order crap, but some people are still lost there because timelines have blatantly changed if you've been feeling and having experience with certain stuff. So I love the way Laura expresses and tells it.
And the sun started to move through the 13th sign. We're about to enter that period, November 30th to December 17th, when the sun moves through the 13th sign of Fiacus. We're going to get a lot of amazing transmissions and activations.
Remember, she's really good because she does the whole astrology thing. I've got books on astrology and bits like that. I'm not dead good into that, but she is. So she's another one. Who knows?
During that time, because the ether element.
And as we said that, we've got 31 and 13.
Is available now in ways that it hasn't been for 26,000 years. The timelines shifted. The mother energy really got anchored back into the planet, and the sun started to move through the 13th sign. We're about to enter that period, November 30th to December 17th, when the sun moves through the 13th sign of Fiacus. We're going to get a lot of amazing transmissions and activations during that time because the ether element is available now in ways that it hasn't been for 20.
The ether element is available now. Yeah, it is. And that's why I said with certain orbs that I'm seeing is to do with ether energy. It's Nikola Tesla is being freed. She also says something about, well, I'll go through it. I think she says, we'll just see if she does. So, yeah, hi, everybody. I'm not getting into chat right now.
Years. So, I mean, people aren't really used to that energy. They're just kind of getting in the zone of, you know, the awakening process. But, you know, for the last 10 years, every time we move through this particular time of year, you know, this has played a huge part in people's capacity to awaken. That's why it's been so different in previous, you know, time cycles that there wasn't huge numbers of awakened people, and why this is such a prophesized window period, and why it's called a stellar activation cycle and an ascension window period, is because of this very thing, is that the sun is moving through the 13th sign now, and how that impacts the earth grids, how that relates to the planetary body, what that means as far
Thumbs
as
up.
the core sun within the planet, and how that connects to all the earth grids and all the different stargates on the earth, and what that means for our DNA and our capacity to begin to switch on dormant strands of DNA. We're going through a
You know, people are learning about that. There's people who know before, but it doesn't matter. It's beautiful when people are learning about things they didn't know before. Stargates, portals, you know, the solstices and stuff where the portals and stargates are, blah 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 and all that sort of stuff. But it's just brilliant. This round table chat you need to go and check out if you didn't watch all of it. It's beautiful.
Information cycle. This is the alchemical time of year where our DNA is very impacted because we are elemental beings. The nitrogenous base, the nucleic acids in our DNA are earth, air, fire, water. It's elemental. The fifth element.
The fifth element. Do you remember the film Fifth Element? Though they will say love, you could say is spirit or ether. Well, it is because that's where your higher consciousness resides. But that's what that symbol stands for. As I said at the beginning, don't be in fear of what you don't know.
The mitochondrial DNA, which is the ether. We've had damaged mitochondrial DNA, which connects us to the mother. And that's all about the mother energy of the planetary consciousness. So when we moved into the 13th sign of Theicus, we begin to reconnect with that. We begin to experience, an inner cleansing that nobody can really stop. They can disassociate, though. They can let their ego attach to a belief system. They can get distracted. They can get pulled into sort of the web or the net.
Yes, thank you, Lois. The fifth element was her spirit, because it was love. So I've shouted that film up before. If you remember the film, The Fifth Element, what saved, it's all in the films, what saved everybody when the aliens came down or whatever they were at the beginning, they said they'd come back when, they needed to because the world was like, when you watch it. And the fifth element was hidden, the stone. And the one, when they collected them all, the one that came out of her spirit was love, because this is what's happening when love joins together en masse, which is what's happening. I don't actually think it needs everybody, because the ones that are, I wouldn't say left behind, the ones that are going to have a hard time with it, they will come to it in the end. But there's enough of us when this, the right time of this, whatever you want to call it, energy coming in, Stargate portal, and when it hit, it's giving us more, whatever you want to say it is, because people can say many things. There will be enough of us. The others will come along and they will heal. We'll still be healing. But the fifth element was love. That's your spirit. That's your essence.
While those that are very mindful and very conscious and very much into, anchoring the spiritual energies and being connected with their own higher awareness.
Yeah, gift from God. And never guess what, Mark? My Dolly means gift from God, and so does my actual real name, because Dolly's just a nickname, which was well weird when I found it out. Sorry, it cracks me up every time.
Are really going to, utilize this time and come out the other end, that much more activated and whole and balanced and really feeling the timeline that we've been a guardian of for thousands of years. So that's going to be a really, amazing thing to, move through, because it's in between the signs of Scorpio and Sagittarius. The Scorpio energy is already taking us into the underworld. We're already in the dark night of the soul of the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. We're already experiencing the dark night of the soul on a humanity level, as far as, facing...
That's the thing, humanity level, not just us who've gone through it or people have gone through it before. It's the humanity level, the mass. That's what people are arguing about. Ooh, you haven't... It's like, understand what's going on.
The inner demons, facing the inner programmings, facing those those really uncomfortable places within ourselves that kind of...
And that's what I was saying yesterday about doing the little notebook and working on yourselves and asking yourself them questions. Why does this do this and this? Do you need this in your life? No. What was that thing you did ages ago? Do you know what I've just noticed on this book? Sorry, it just made me chuckle. This alchemy book. Guess what? Oh God, this is hilarious. This alchemy book. It's by, obviously, who's put this out, it's by a book called Quantum Books with a big Q on it. Talking about the universe talking to you. I'm sorry, that just cracked me up. That's hilarious.
Remind us of how we might not be operating from a place of authenticity or truth. And so as a lot more of that rises, as a lot more consciousness rises on the planet, and the unstoppable force of truth and like what I like to call team light. It's not just about presidents here. It's not just about governments. It's a whole team of beings on the planet right now with starseed missions, whatever kind of missions, and also our relationship with the galactic. And
That's why people don't understand what Trump's actual mission was. But when you listen to this, like I've said before, most of us know this. He is working for the White Hats. He is working for the light. But people just see it as, oh, it's politics. Oh, it's the government again. No, you're wrong. Timelines have changed.
beyond, and God source and our inner divine template in the whole multidimensional cosmos, the true organic process that's unfolding, the true blossoming of human consciousness, which is an organic
She's ace.
developmental phase of these times. So it's going to really begin to create a bit of a bifurcation, because it's impossible to share the same frequency with those that are operating from the artificial, that have been so sucked into the artificial that everything that they do and react to is based in the fear propaganda that they're being presented with, because you know they are solving their problems through the matrix system instead of through their heart and their soul and their connection to earth and spirit. And that's really what this experience is, being a human, is to understand, wow, we are a part of this earth. We are a replica.
Oh, she just said again about being human, like I've just been saying the other day. It is about that connection, that knowing, you know, we are connected more above, within our high states of consciousness as well. But some people have just forgotten that they're actually human and we are connected to earth. We're connected to both. We are the bridge between both realms. I've been saying this for God knows how long.
Earth and the earth grids and the multidimensional cosmos. We are a part of this. We are co-creators. We are absolutely, utilizing our creative imagination to.
And I just got to this morning because I didn't see it all last night.
Manifest physical reality in every single moment, in every single breath. So those that have become sort of weaponized or integrated into this sort of machine, there's going to be, some kind of split. And in that split, there will be a certain survival awakening that happens to those that chose the machine or the matrix, where they're going to feel the absence or sort of the loss of something, to the point where they might just switch on all of a sudden and like jump into that transformation cycle and be a part of it with us. So the splitting off is very much what happened to a lot of different species that have been trying to heal and recover, that have, utilized time travel technology and all sorts of technology in order to recover their DNA and to rescue their dying race for the choices that they made, perhaps in this kind of window, because this is a major crossroads as far as timelines are concerned. So, if there is a splitting off, that will cause digression of the human body. It will cause a compromised DNA structure, even worse than it has been. And then the other side of it is that we are progressing and we're moving forward and we're reclaiming the fullness and wholeness of all that we truly are, and we're moving into.
And as she's just going on about all that and creativity, I'm just watching also a conversation going on between Lois and was it Lois and Joe? Something about doing something on your channel, getting creative because you've not done it for a long time. That's brilliant. A lot of people are getting very creative and want to say things or do things, so it's all good. It's all good.
This ascension timeline that cannot be destroyed. So I'm just visualizing that this transformation cycle is going to bring in as many souls as possible to join in the process of doing this inner work, doing this dark shadow, dark night of the soul inner work. As we go into the Scorpio, we have been in the Scorpio. Then there's going to be a point in which that rock bottom hits. Each individual is going to hit that rock bottom. It's not necessarily all going to be at the same time, but when you hit that rock bottom where you're literally like really facing a level of grief.
That's why everyone hasn't done that all at the same time. Because like I said before, if it was all done all at the same time, hitting rock bottom, the world would be in a right mess. But because when this hits rock bottom with the rest that are not awake and have gone through all the emotions and anger and so on and so forth, that's why watch this whole video, because I'm not showing you all. People are here that have gone through it, and people before and before. So you're going to be the ones, and the people before, to help those that are going to hit rock bottom very, very soon. It wouldn't have worked like that before, everyone hitting rock bottom at the same time, because everyone had been running around losing their heads, which is what they wanted.
depression, maybe fear, maybe anxiety, and total and utter confusion about this big mystery that we're all facing, not really knowing where everything's going, that we begin to find like some peace, some inner peace, and some connection with something that is so natural and so God-given and so a part of all that we are, that we might begin to feel it like illuminating. You know, as we move into that Ophiuchus energy and that ether energy, we might feel, you know, just something within our own beings begin to expand, begin to enlighten, begin to reassure, begin to like give us, you know, a sense of, you know, grounding and nowness instead of what's going to happen or who's going to do this and is this going to go this way or that way. We're becoming more mindful and conscious within our own beings of the process that's underway within our own human vessel because of this transformation. So then, you know, we move through the ether, we move through Ophiuchus, and then we end up in the Sagittarian energy of Jupiter. Then we move into the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction December 21st. And that's really going to show, as we move through this passage that we're going through right now, we're moving through the birth canal right now. A lot of people are stuck in the birth canal. They're afraid to emerge.
Remember, I said the other day, a few days ago, I don't know when it was, we're going through a birthing process. That's why I can't wait for my rebirth again next year. We go through many. People are stuck in the birthing canal, like she's saying. It's painful, but you're going to come out anyway into the light, you know, in the dark in your mother's womb, and then you're going to come out. Sorry, it's just looking at the bottom of this, and it says, Spirit of the Equinox. So, yeah.
They don't feel empowered by alchemy or transformation. They're not aware of that enough. They're lodged in the birth canal asking for anything outside of themselves to solve it and fix it and guide it and tell them, you know, something that's going to give them a sense of safety and security. We got to find that within ourselves, you know, because that's going to affect the outer world, because we're a collective consciousness. When enough people in the collective are holding this sort of energy, the world has no choice but to respond back to us that achievement and victory on a collective level, which means that all the different players that are world leaders or in our governmental structures will rearrange themselves accordingly to the consciousness that we are manifesting as a collective. So we need to begin to just cut the cords and get back into our personal sense of self-sovereignty, move through this passage right now, really pay attention November 30th to December 17th to really, really bask in those energies.
17th.
Let it be like a personal initiation into the transformation of emergence of a divine.
It is the emergence, the alignment, and that's why I said do your work in your notebook so you can see, because it's going to help you more of the initiation. So the initiation, you know, you tested your faith, whatever you want to call it.
You know, embodied human who's beginning to switch on dormant DNA, and you know, we can keep tabs on what's going on out there, but we have to remember the most important place is starting like right here in our hearts, in our souls, because we're moving from the personality matrix into the soul matrix. And we have to go through the death, rebirth, alchemical transformation process. And the veil that we're moving through as we do it is filled with astral parasites, it's filled with archons, it's filled with dark technologies, it's filled with AI signals, and it's just a whole mess of things. And that's where people get so freaked out and they turn the other way and they say, I can't continue to go through that. And then they turn their TV on and then everything is about what's coming through the television set.
So I always see it like the Matrix now with like the parasites and stuff that can come after you. I see it as like, you know, like in a film, it like say a sci-fi film where something comes up here and something comes there and they just go, you're just like swiping it to the side like no, moving forward, it's bullshit, don't know, not into it. No, all this information, all these parasites, all the information, because you get a lot of parasites in information that like, no, yeah, I'll take that one, that works, put it in my bag. Oh my God, it's like Dora the Explorer, that just went through my head, that kids program. I'm just thinking of like, you know, when I've said the analogy, whatever, the metaphor, whatever, of unloading your crap from the past, obviously, because you can't climb up that mountain of like a higher perspective if you got crap in your back, because it's going to weigh you down. You'll get there, but it's slower. Just thinking of Dora the Explorer, thinking, yeah, you're going through and you're like, I'll have that one. You got a swiper who keeps swiping, swiper who keeps trying to swipe you, keeps trying to bring you down, and you're just like, no, swiper, stop swiping. If anyone gets what I'm saying, that just came in my head now. Probably because Finn was watching it a few weeks ago, and but you're going to take, it's like a computer game matrix. You're going to take the tools that you need, you're going to stick them in your backpack. I've got the map. I don't know why that's just coming to my head, that's just making me laugh, but you're taking what you need, your tools that you need and you're putting it in your bag. That was a tool for me at one point. It isn't anymore because I'm watching it unfold. I have different tools like alchemy and all sorts of different things because I'm eclectic or whatever the name is. I can take from all sorts of belief systems, so-called religions, bits and bobs, bits. I like that. Yeah, that works for me because that's what I see. That I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really bothered about that anymore. Even though alchemy's always stayed with me because it's transformation, and the seven. You know, the big number sevens in alchemy as well. I did talk about that the other week or so ago. But you're just taking what you need, but you're just swiping all the shit out of the way that you don't need. And you're like, no, we're getting through this. I'm not in fear anymore. I know what that is. I know what energy that's coming from. It's trying to stop us. It's trying to divert us, blah, blah, blah. Swiping it out of the way, swiping it out of the way, swiping it out of the way. We're like, no, blasting through it like a... I don't know why I wanted to say that, but I did. I didn't shout it out, but I'm just like, whoop. Shift your shit out of my face. That's how I feel today. So, yeah, sorry, I'm in that energy today. We're 33 in the house.
And what's happening on the world stage, because the feeling of moving through those thick, heavy layers and those fences and seals is so painful for people. But we have to realize we just got to bust through it, face the discomfort.
She just said it then.
Breathe through it. I mean, we've all been through dark night of the soul journeys. Now we're going through a collective one. So, those that are on this planet.
And it is a collective one because even if you think you're awake and other people are going through stuff, we do have a lot of empathy for people. So you do feel their energies. Like I said, I'm going to a healer tomorrow to see what he's going to say and see if there's, still help with moving bits out of me because, there's many things you can do.
Right now with these kind of missions are the leader of the collective consciousness. They're holding that higher frequency to guide the planetary consciousness because they're in oneness with the planetary consciousness. So this organism, this Gaia, this planet, the consciousness of this planet is in this process of shedding all the artificial components that have chained her for thousands of years. Her earth grids, put everything in reversal codes, infected her circulatory system and her own ability to have the ether running through her whole body and being. It's created this, divine feminine locked in the underworld by Hades and these dark rulers of tyranny and these controller forces, minimalizing or demonizing that force and pushing it to the side with the patriarchal program, the Saturn moon matrix. So we're healing and collapsing these structures of dark technology that have created the false realities. But it's an inner initiation. We have to notice, where are we still in relationship with it? Where do we still consent to it? Where do we still play small? Where do we still undermine our spiritual powers? Where do we put fear above trust and truth in our divinity and what we're reawakening? Because our spiritual abilities are coming online. And that's going to change the whole landscape of everything. And we're not going to be repeating history because that's what we're all kind of feeling, that tension of looping again in the...
Yeah, like Mark says there, Tesla also said we are electric and we are being plugged into the universe. Yeah, and it's free in the energy. When they also say the free energy is coming with a lot of other stuff, I've also said the free energy is actually us being freed to what we should be, we are plugging into. And I don't know if she says or someone else says about, or someone says on this channel, I think it was this channel, about the kids being, freed from underground and all that energy is coming up. Well, we saw a face in one of my orbs of a child. It's in one of my community posts the other week. I talked about it, and it was a very energetic energy of a child's face, and that's what came to me when that was the spirit form of that energy, and it was very happy being freed.
Time loop, being stuck in this 3D holographic time loop, and here we go again. This next wave of war, attack, enslavement, being compromised, and this is where it's like that program gets busted and it's going to create a huge deprogram.
Yes, and I believe that too, Lois. We're going to start seeing more and more people come online with your abilities. We're the superheroes, by the way. We're the superheroes.
I mean, all over the planet. And this next couple of months is an opportunity for this particular cycle until next year comes, where it's really activated, for people to really take the time to move through these energies and come out the other.
Yes, Mark, orbs are energy. Orbs are energy. So if they're energy and, they move and I communicate with some. So if they're energy, then it's my energy as well, because you emit energy. You see them coming out my hands and everything. Also, they come in, also it's beings, non-physical, spirit realm, wherever you want to say that is, too. So, yeah.
around and just say,
because we are all energy, as most of us know. So, like I say, when people try and poo-hoo the orbs, and even people who know about orbs will still try and poo-hoo it when it's me talking about it, funnily enough. Isn't that strange?
regardless of what's going on in the world, you feel connected to the earth, air, fire, water, ether. That circulation is running through your system. You're detoxing, you're healing, you're deprogramming, you're doing everything in order to illuminate your.
Yeah, do you see the rippling cloud formations when some people go, oh, it's them chemtrails? That no, it's energy going through the sky. We all know there's loads changing at the minute. Getting ready.
Whole, balanced, divine being with your sacred union template intact, which means that as you move forward, you'll slowly switch on all these other dormant strands. And whatever happens to that world that still wants to have that negative
next year's
relationship with
be
the false
amazing.
matrix and all these reversals and all this fear and this.
Because to get, I said yesterday, to get in alignment, in attunement, you have to get rid of all your fear-based, lower, negative energies, entities, frequencies, and raise yourself so these things can come into you in attunement of your, the things you're going to be coming in line with easier than ever before.
Satanic Baphomet, fields of dark energy that just wants to siphon and harvest, they're going to have to just live that out and see what that does. Because there's going to be a point where us light workers are not going to be able to share the same territory and help that much longer. I mean, how much longer do we sit around, trying to, give compassion and support and help wake people up? I mean, I know.
And I like the way she says that, how much time she gives to give people compassion and support. That's why I don't run with a lot of stuff when people are coming moaning about stuff, because it's like, well, you're doing your work, you go and do it. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to bring what I'm bringing, a frequency and my solutions that I can to bring people to rise up. Do you know what I mean? So you can't always be doing that and depleting your own energy because other people don't want to listen. If people don't want to listen to me, they shouldn't be watching my channel, full stop.
A lot of us are going to stay as long as we possibly can, but to the point where it becomes dangerous, though, that it's going to cause loss of soul or loss of DNA, we're going to have to move on and say goodbye.
And that's why I say it's very important to have your boundaries up on every level, because people will siphon, if that's the right word, energy off you, and they want to keep you brought down so you're not moving forward on your own path.
Spirit form will be your spirit guides. We'll come up with another plan to help you, because we always have. That's why there's time travel. That's why we see where certain species ended up on the timeline to come back and make up for those kind of errors or mistakes. But there will be some either.
Yeah, that's because then new energies are coming in London aground, and we're on a different timeline now, which is good.
Split or a major collective event of awakening and deprogramming. And if we can get it straight in America and justice can be done, I see that happening, and that's possible that we'll experience it on a collective level. But if for any reason that gets shut down,
it won't.
We're gonna notice there is, that definite bifurcation. I'm seeing both possibilities, either a major bifurcation or a huge justice event taking place over the course of the next couple months into January, where justice is served and the dark.
Because Trump is still the president of the United States, by the way. They can't call it. The mainstream media can't call it. If you're awake, you'll know that. He's still in till January anyway. So when she says January, there's a big justice. Well, that justice is coming for the fraud, and everything that falls out about Obamagate and all that, that's all connected, is justice. This is when the people who are really asleep wake up on mass level. They go through all the emotions of everything they're going to find out before they come to the higher self, but they're going to have to go through it like we all went through it.
Is fully taken down, and all the arrests happen because the positive military and these plans have been put in place decades ago. This is nothing new. Every single card that the Illuminati plays, it's like it can be counteracted with just the foreknowledge and just everything that's been working real hard to protect our rights and our liberties and our constitutional rights so that we can move into ascension. But worst case scenario, there will be a split. Best case scenario, which is what I'm holding space for, is that something miraculous and amazing is going to happen. And now that we have a Theakis with us and the mother energy is anchored, we're going to see things that we haven't seen in thousands of years. This is the rising of the elemental kingdoms. This is like the return of Atlantis and Lemuria, the balance of the masculine and feminine. This is the rising of Avalon and all these elemental kingdoms. And us stepping into the human advancement that we know these times are all about. Not fear of a disease, not fear, not continuing this negative patterning. So,
And just like Joe says, Joe, negative energy needs to feed on positive to exist. Yeah, it does. Very true.
the collective has to decide, every individual, that you're going to divorce the imposters and you're going to start connecting with the planetary consciousness. That is the leader. That is the power. And we are a part of that power. Everything else is a
And her great-grandfather ties into the whole white hats, as I've said before. Hi, Dave.
And all it wants to do is separate us from it. And this is the time right now to reclaim that relationship, number one. And if enough people do that, the world stage has no choice but to reflect back to us the fact that the collective made the vote for love, truth, and justice.
Yes, Ron.
I guess I'll leave it at that.
Oh my goodness, we can end there. Thank you, Lauren. Absolutely.
And then listen to Kira, I think it is next.
Those of you who are watching this right now,
See, people go, oh, he was bad, oh, he was this, oh, he was that, Eisenhower. He knew what was going on and he knew what level. Now, when Kira talks about this, and he didn't used to like Trump ages ago, this is where all the naysayers out there, when I say you don't know what Trump's doing, all the haters of Trump, I'll say again, I'm not scared of saying it. I'm not scared of, people go, oh, I'm like, if you're really awakened and you're understanding what's going on, you will know what's going on. What seems like, everyone says 3D. Oh, well, Trump's just politics. It's nothing to do with politics.
what's happening here? You may have spent quite a bit of time watching the news and putting your gaze on the media and everything that's going on. But look at some of the commentary in the guests in this panel. And I think you will find, if you really pay attention to what they're saying, you will find a truth, a strength, a light.
And also, Trump's been in the Eisenhower suite in the White House when they were looking at using the quantum computers to look at the fraud as well. Just saying.
That is not just...
And if you didn't know out there, for all the naysayers who may be watching in secret, Trump had seven desks to choose from when he went in the White House. He chose, obviously, JFK's desk, where John hid. And a lot of us know that, but just in case you didn't.
Here on this panel, but it has been remarkably presented.
I'm going after this one, so...
These wonderful folk. But it is all over the planet when you search for it. And we need your light right now to plug into. So this is the contrast. This is the media, what you're being told, and this is where we're going here on Earth in this conversation today. And it's a blessing to be part of this conversation. I'm going to move on, but Kira, I know you wanted to say something, my friend. So Kira, jump in here, bud.
Yeah, so we've talked about many different perspectives here, from galactic perspectives, cosmic perspectives, solar perspectives, really looking at
people from all over the country.
Picture of timelines. And I want to just step back a little bit to what's been happening this past week. For those who don't know, there's been such an intensity, such a roller coaster. And apparently what happened the day of the election, or the night of the election, is that it seemed that Donald Trump was running away with a landslide. And then there was a break in the counting. And when it was resumed, it had shifted completely over to the other.
By the mainstream media.
And that's what's led to a lot of the allegations about whether or not this is voter fraud, how it was accomplished. Many people have come forward to report on their own eyewitness stories about how ballots, got dumped or overturned. There's apparently all kinds of...
Yeah, I said that yesterday, Dave. General Flynn is the Kraken. Release the Kraken, they said on TV. Release the Kraken. I said that on the news. Release the Kraken.
Technologies that can flip things around. It's something that the CIA developed to basically control elections in foreign countries, which is now being used in this country. It's called Scorecard. It's part of a software program that goes with the voting machines that were developed back in 2012 So there's been many, many different interferences. What's been happening is much of this is being exposed. And as a result of this exposure, and there's lots of people stepping forward now to report on this.
It was an excellent roundtable. You've got to watch it.
Just a few hours ago, there was a report that Wisconsin has actually flipped over to DT. So JB is no longer considered to be he actually had to step back from the 270 electoral college mark. So he is no longer, even to the media, the president-elect. Pennsylvania is going in that same direction for the same reason, because what's been happening is that the exposure of this scorecard software technology has scared so many people that they are making the reversals in the vote counts. And this could be happening in other states as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Some people talk about the sting, that there's a blockchain technology that was developed so that every single official ballot has been encoded with an isotope that can be scanned from satellites out in space as well as from ground control. And so this was all being recorded in real time through this satellite technology, through these scanning devices. Who knows what's to me it's a bit shocking that technology does exist to overturn governments.
It's not shocking to me.
This is not something I condone at all. But the fact that this technology was used in this election, it's like, okay, one thorn pulling out another thorn. If there has been fraud, it exposes that fraud. And I'm not saying there has been fraud or hasn't been fraud. It's not up to me as a private person. This is something that the legal system is addressing right now. There's been a lot of different court cases being filed, and we'll see how it all plays out.
We will.
But what I want to do is go behind that, because it's going to create all kinds of reactions for people. It's like another roller coaster that's out of control. So again, I want to say that what we're addressing is not about who wins, Democrat or Republican. It's about breaking the power of the deep state.
Yep.
And
the cabal.
DT was a candidate chosen by certain elements within the U.S. military, admirals, generals, who were actually created. There was a special branch of the military within the Marine Corps.
Most of us know
this.
this.
Created by Laura's great-grandfather, Dwight D. Eisenhower. And the idea was that, he recognized that the deep state was too strong to
So did JFK.
confront at that particular time. JFK tried later and was assassinated for it. And we've come to the point where this is the last possible front. And either the deep state wins, which means basically in a 1984 scenario, those of you who are familiar with George Orwell, in the complete enslavement of our thoughts, our lives, our finances, our travels, our, everything, which is something that's happening in some countries already. So it's either that or a final overthrow.
Yeah, good and evil, exactly.
Elite. And this is why this particular branch within the U.S. Marine Force, signed into as an executive order by Dwight D. Eisenhower, is now coming forward. They were the ones who selected Donald J. Trump to run for president.
Yep.
It wasn't,
when people realise and they do the research, especially with the Q stuff, but people don't want to look at it because of a psyop and they won't look at it. I knew this. We all knew this who's been on it. You know, it's not just what people think it is. He got selected in. He didn't get... I mean, they select him to do this because, like I said, it's beyond politics. People just don't get it. This is why I will shout out about this good man. And like Dave just said in chat, people don't just like Trump. They love him. I love him. I love him. I've got love for that guy so much. I respect him so much for what he's doing. All the naysayers out there can scream all they want because they don't truly understand what he's a part of. They just think he's part of the Matrix, that system that's not really good, that system that's going to flip over and pretend to say it's something different when really it's not, because that's what they've always done in the past. We're on a different timeline.
Based on his background, also based on his relationship with John F. Kennedy Jr. This is a fairly complex picture. But what I want to say is that, the media, in order to, because they are part of the deep state, and in order to overthrow the system, have been basically coming up with lies to reverse what's really going on. It's exactly the opposite of what people think. What people have learned to think about DJT is that he is this, a total piece of crap.
Golden lion, exactly. Yeah, did you hear that?
That's what people have learned to think about DJT is that he is this, a total piece of crap. And then that's what I started off with, and many of us have. It's like all the labels, sexist, misogynist,
all labels,
xenophobic. I don't even know what all those things mean. But you hear it enough times, and it becomes true for you. And this is what Goebbels said, the propaganda minister for Hitler. If you hear something long enough...
A bit like me, Dave, a bit like me.
Hello,
if you hear something long enough, people start believing. If something's repeated long enough, people start believing it. So when they hear all crap about him, they start believing it. They don't do their own research. Because I have conversations about it all the time. Right. Just lost that bit now.
Of this scorecard has been encoded with complete enslavement of our thoughts, our lives, our finances, what people have learned to think about DJT is that he is this, a total piece of crap. And then that's what I started off with, and many of us have.
And he's not.
It's like all the labels, sexist, misogynist, xenophobic. I don't even know what all those things mean. But you hear it enough times, and it becomes true for you. And this is what Goebbels said, the propaganda minister for Hitler. If you hear something long enough, and if it's, what's the word he used? If it's big enough, then people will believe it. Like Jeff was saying, good people don't imagine that bad people can be as bad as they are.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of, pretend that we're not seeing it. We put our heads in the sand, and we think, no, it's not really happening. It's too big. And then people come up with words like conspiracy theory to, dilute it or to ridicule it. And the truth is, this is going on. I can tell you from my own work as a psychotherapist.
Yeah.
For many, many years, I worked with survivors of satanic abuse, ritual abuse,
Goes on all over the world.
Really horrible stuff. I've heard stories that would chill people to the bone. It's not easy listening to all this. Many therapists around the country, around the world have heard these stories. One thing that's happening right now is that there's a release of these victims.
This is what it says now about the release of victims. Remember I said about the child's face in the orb and it seemed happy and free and excited the other week or whenever it was, and I felt like it was energy of the children.
Been rescued from deep underground bases, child trafficking rings, pedophile rings.
It's all been going on while we've been in
lockdown.
lockdown.
Nothing else. This is what one thing that I could really get behind DJT for. Not many people know about this, and of course the media won't talk about this because they are part of this. And I have to tell you, the time that I worked as a psychotherapist within this system, we worked with an institution that was very specifically working to deprogram people who were caught up in this mind control game. And what was difficult is that as soon as you report this to the police precinct, so it goes up to the judges and the politicians, they themselves are often part of it. And so basically we got completely, we had to fold eventually. Now what's happening is there's enough people coming up with these stories, eyewitness stories, their own stories, that it can no longer be ignored. There's enough people who have been rescued. And
yeah, and that's why I said a few months back, like what Mark's just said, the children contain Earth's energies is also the children that were kept underground with all the nefarious things that were going on there. That energy was residing in Gaia as well. So no wonder she's flapping and spitting things out, and they're getting released. So like we say, we're releasing everywhere. Gaia's releasing negative energies. We're releasing the negative energies and the things that attach to us. It's going on every level.
what is the fatal flaw of the deep state is that many of them are
And we also have one connecting above, as above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul.
involved on these levels.
Tree life, connected
There's
to
no other
Earth,
word
connected
for
to
it,
the ethers.
And as Charlie Ward said, who we interviewed a few weeks ago, it's not a matter.
There's like, you could say the physical tree, and then there's the spiritual tree. Because that tree, that key, that is in the cosmos as well. The planets that make the tree of life up in the cosmos, if people don't know about that.
Not a battle between Democrats, Republicans, red.
Which I've got a picture of it, I'll show you if I remember after this.
It's really about good and evil. It's about taking down the deep state. It's about return to freedom. Human freedom.
Human
If we don't have
freedom.
freedoms, what do we have? And this is a man that's been guaranteeing our
A bit like I
freedom,
said
striking
before,
for our freedom.
we have been sort of free to go off in the spiritual, to go off in the astral, to go off in that, even though there's dark entities that have been hanging around there. But at the end of the day, to be free human as well. I'm just trying to see if this picture's in here.
And that's what I respect about him. It's not about his language he uses. It's not about
No,
being brash and
no.
a bully sometimes. He is, I've heard from places.
He's not actually a bully, he just says it as it is.
Incarnation of General Patton.
General
You have to be
Patton.
a strong character. You have to be aggressive. You have to be belligerent in order to stand up for things like this. For someone like myself,
Could you,
say
just-
something on Facebook
Kira,
and it leads you to this. What's that?
I'm just going to press pause on you for a second because we're about to lose Marina. Sorry, my bad. You're right. I love what you're saying. Just hold that thought. Marina, before you pop off it,
So like I said, go and check that round table out because it was ace and it's got a few people on it and they all go on about, all of that. The Galactic Round Table, United We Stand, Hold the Line, Anchor the Light by Above Duality. Above Duality. They did a round table. Listen to it, it's great. I was just laughing at something else here. Yeah, that was the guy I was saying before, the star head arms out like that is a star. I was just also laughing at the I can't even say that. Funny, it begins with a Q though, doesn't it? Is it quinescence? Quinescence? Am I saying it right? The quinescence. You know what I'm like with me dyslexia. Of all the physiological principles, none is as mysterious and intangible as the quintessence, the fifth. You know what we just said before? It just makes me laugh. The fifth essence or element, the ether. Within the four physiological elements, and equates with the secret fire, the spark of divinity within all things. So when people don't all know what Q also stands for, Q stands for many different things, which I said ages ago. A lot of people don't know this. Quintessence. Yeah, I can't say quintessence. I can't say it. You know what I'm saying. So it's just funny how that pops up everywhere, isn't it? But I came to the whole process of Q being much more than a lot think it is, when they just think, oh yeah, it is the military, oh yeah, and it's this and it's that and it's the Marines and it's blah, blah. And it's beyond that as well. There's like the lost scrolls of Quill, I think it is. There's loads of things, but I didn't actually see that in there before. It just makes me laugh, even though I have got these pages marked out from ages ago. But like I say, it's all alchemy, baby. But yes, I'm trying to find, the picture should be in here actually. But if it's not, I know it's on my phone. Because this is us right now going, oh shit, Cheryl, sticking your head through the veil there. The celestial bodies in the sky. It is in here, but I think I've got a picture on my phone. Yeah, quantum as well. I've said that before, it's quantum. But a lot of people look into that and think it's quantum as in a bad AI. If only they knew. Let me see, it should be on this somewhere. It should be on my... Yeah, there it is. So some people call it the key of life, because this has got what they called, the Egyptians on it. But the key of life, the tree of life, see? The tree of life. So that's also as above, so below, as above, so below. So just thought I'd throw that out there. I'm just going to quickly go through do some cards out of Work Your Light, because, we are anchoring our light, and you've got to anchor yours as well, and make sure it's anchored well over these times. So please check out Above Duality, great channel. I've shouted out before, and all the lovely people on it, Magenta Pixie, Laura Eisenhower, whoever was on there, I do shout out a lot. So let's get 3 cards before I go. And it's just lovely, because that wholeness of like the people that I personally link up with and I personally like to watch, and I've personally spoke to some people behind the scenes or connected to on different things, is we're all on that, base of we understand those certain things and what Trump is and not what Trump isn't, and an alliance. And we are part of that alliance as well, so... Let's get 3 cards. Ooh, nearly. Yeah, same level exactly. So that's why I don't have no bullshit with the whole Trump thing. People can say what they want. People who think they're spiritually woke can go, oh, it's not though, it's part of that. Well, I'm not into all that, because there's a lot of deceivers out there, and there's a lot of people still in the lower realms, still caught up in that like whole 1884, whatever it was, or whatever it was, still locked into all that. And Lois has just put Laura's channel into the chat as well. Always check the live chat, because people will chuck the links up as well. She probably put that on her channel as well. Oh, right, that they didn't come out. I've just dropped them because I was watching the screen. Right, Dolly, just watch what you're doing, sit properly. Quantum energy healing, as well as disruptive harmful energy. Yeah. And that's why they're not going to be rolling out 5D anymore. Whatever, it will be like 5D Nikola Tesla free energy. So let's see what cards we get. Right, a load have just fell on the floor, so I'm taking it. How many's there? I was going to get 3, but we've got about, just leapt over the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. Awakening. Ooh. Energetic upgrades. Yep, because they're all coming. That's why it's good to retreat a little bit. You know, like I said, take care of yourself and start going to bed a little bit early because you're getting upgrades as you sleep as well. A new way of being, integration. Well, yeah. And I've just said before, I can't wait for New Year of watching myself and learning more and this, that, and the other. So the awakening. Then we've got the initiation, which we just spoke about. Rite of passage, crossing into the threshold. It seems very dark, but when you're in the dark, you can blast the light out and you can see the way. A few snakes there, because we come across these snakes, you know, but the light is at the end of the tunnel. So the initiation, what do you do and how do you react when it seems a little bit dark? Do you hold on to your faith? Do you hold on to the strength within you? Or do you just, you know, waver like some people did? Next one, Lemuria. Creating heaven on earth, it's happening. Well, it is happening because those realms are merging and that is what we're doing. And it's really funny because that pinky golden sort of sky is what I saw in a dream the other day when we were all looking up and Magenta Pixie was in my dream. So she must have been astral coming in there. And it was a pinky golden sky, a bit like I said, these are a bit like that, but you can't see the colour on them. And we were looking up in the sky and everyone's going, oh, it's satellites, it's satellites. It wasn't, it was light ships that were coming in everywhere, which was great. Dolly, to do that, Dolly. Yeah. And then, oh, these are so good. The next one is the crumbling. What are you clinging on to? Because the crumbling, this is like the tower card. See the light, column of light. What are you still clinging on to? Get ready. But also the crumbling of the old guard, the cabal. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. See the new world within there. It's very gorgeous. So, and then the last one, I think it's the last one that came out is, oh yes, Priestess. Remember what I said about women who run with wolves? There's a lot of divine feminine energy writing now. That's not against men, but that is what's happening. Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? Well, I know this was a natural thing for myself. That's why I'm saying I know it's to do with healing, and I know what I'm doing is what right for what I'm doing for people, the way I do it. I am stepping up, and I will be stepping up more. So, you know, solar plexus, like gut feeling, your intuitiveness. You know, how are you being called to step up and lead, Priestess? So anchor the light and anchor your light and make sure it's very firmly in there and hold strong. But going into winter now are the months with all the stuff coming out that you need to heal, keep doing the work, keep keeping your frequencies up, and you know, resting a little bit because you need the energy, looking after yourself, going through into next year with everything that's coming. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just going to pull one more card to make that 6. Yeah, and Lois has put above duality in the live chat as well. Thank you very much. So one more card and then I'm going. Oh, there it is. It's flipped. Did it flip? No, it nearly flipped. It's if it flips over or jumps out. So nearly flipped. Oh, it's flipped. See? So it's this one. Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided. I know it is. I know mine is. People can naysay out there. I know mine is because I tune into myself quite a lot. So the knowingness, you know, beautiful. So have faith, people. People see that as a wrong word. It just means, you know, keep strong, keep doing the work within, keep shining your light. We know what's going down, even if it seems really crazy. And wow, so beautiful. Yeah, these are beautiful cards. Yes, beautiful, beautiful. So I'm going to go. I don't think I've got anything else to show you. I can't remember. Oh yeah, sorry, a bit of that. Just about to say, as I said, when I look back, that's why it's good to keep a journal of your doodles or your writings or your meditations, because when you look back, you're like, oh, what was I bringing forth through me? A bit like a channel, through me, my source, through me, into my hands that create, into the physical realm. Like I said, we had the picture ages ago last year when I started when I just painted this and I didn't know what it was, and then I realised it was me seeing all, you know, the energy. And then I think I did this ages ago, which had lights in it, so it's got holes in it, but it was never finished because I realised the day wasn't finished. But it was just a random painting that I did, and I was like, you know, and see where the holes are. They do have little lights in when I put them in. And now looking at this now, you know, future proves the past. It's what was going on with inside me came out on my art. So I see it as like it was an angel with purple hair, feathers here, animals. So we are connected to Earth because there are the animals, the flowers and things, but we're also connected to the cosmos, which is angels, you know, connected to the heavens. I've put this in the community post, connected to the heavens. She's got purple hair, crown chakra, you know, going on there. So when I look at it now, I'm like, oh yeah, even though I didn't finish it off properly and didn't know what I was actually, you know, initially doing, because I just intuitively draw stuff, and then after I go, oh yeah, well that's personally how I see that picture. Other people could see it's different things, but that's my interpretation because it's my picture that came through. Do you know what I mean? So that was done, I don't know, I don't even know if it was a year ago or 2 years ago, I can't remember. And like I said, this one that I'm still doing, this mini one that will look different yet again. It had writing underneath it, which will probably disappear when I've painted on it again, and I've got to do stuff over here. Like I said, it could be me, you, your higher self coming in here. The owl stands for wisdom, the eye stands for consciousness, energy. The darkness just stands for, like, you know, where things come in. You could say galactic, whatever, but that's what's coming in. It will look different again when it's done again. Like I said, I am going to be selling my little sort of whimsical drawings of healing and messages on my Instagram. So I'll be doing a few more of these, you know, in my style. Jewellery is over there, healing jewellery and all sorts. So like I said, if you want to get over to Dolly Lama Designs, you might see something that you like over there. You only have to message and ask. That's on Instagram, and you might see something because I'm always coming up with new fresh designs all the time, and they're all based in positivity. They have my joy and my love, so it has my essence of my magic on every piece of jewellery that I make, because I'm making them with that intention in mind as I create, like most people do when they're creating dance, music and whatever it is. It's your star family, Dolly. Yeah, I see that too. Yeah, I see that too. So yeah, thank you, Dolly, and everyone in chat. Thank you all who came in this dinner time, wherever you are, wherever you're from. You know, I know some of you might be up early and things like that. I just came on my dinner break because I've done quite a few things this morning. I've sorted that out, and I can't help it. Every time I feel like I need to come and say something, I have to come and say something. It's a bit like what Mark Atwood says, and a lot of people, it just has to be done. So, got the heating on. Got my little fairy wings on, my little angel wings on. So, yeah. What date are we on? What's the date today? I don't even know. I don't even know what day it is. Does anyone ever bother looking anymore? Oh, it's the 17th. I didn't even know. Ooh, it's number Q. Whoop, whoop. So, yes. So, I didn't even know. It was 17th. Don't know what day it is. You know, anything going on. Great as usual time of day. Sweet Dolly, don't forget the D and C vitamin. Yes, the D and C vitamins, yes. Vitamins to yourself. And I do that with zinc and me, what juice have I got to make up again this week? I think it might have gone off now. My quinny juice. So we're making some of that up again this weekend because it takes about 6. I did 7 hours stewing. So I'm going food shopping in a bit, and I've got to go and get me lemons and grapefruit. Lots of love to all. But yeah, so yeah, you know, it's just exciting times, isn't it? Like I said, I'm looking forward to my next thing, whatever that is, and whatever I decide I'll be talking about in the near future as well. So keep calm, keep doing the work, keep doing the things that you love, that I always say. Stay in the joy mode, you know, and just keep watching the show. I don't mean my show, I mean the show, the Earth show that's going on, because it is very interesting. And, you know, you are going to see the people losing the shit, but you need to stay positive for those as well, and to strengthen your energy. That's why I say rest up, go to bed a little bit earlier, start winding down at certain times instead of listening to the news and all that. That's coming in now because my fingers are tingling. I am going to a Reiki healer tomorrow, so I'm going to be asking him questions, and I'll let you know about that. I'll take notes and I'll let you know. You know, I like to ask people, you know, what they're thinking and feeling as well. I'll let you know if he says anything about me or any clearings that need clearing. But yeah, so, and I'm on in the gym tonight. Me and my fellow have started exercising, so it's good because we push each other. So we've got about a 45-minute hour session tonight of hitting a few weights and a few things, bits and bobs that we've got at home. So yeah, so I will see you very soon. Where we go one, we go all. Check out Above Duality, because that was one of the greatest roundtables just done recently. Absolutely brilliant, with all the brilliant people over there. Love your paintings. Thank you. Like I said, they will be going up for sale when I've done a few more of those intuitive paintings that have come in. Just check me out on Instagram on Dolly Lama Designs. I will big myself up, because why wouldn't I? No one else is going to do it for me. So see you very soon, and enjoy your weekend, because that's what it feels like. And what day is it? Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.